Welcome to r/am I the a-hole, where OP kicks out her 16-year-old son and wants nothing to do with him. And stick around after for more drama-filled Am I the a-hole posts, such as OP disowning her sister for getting pregnant and OP not telling her ex that their son died. Am I the a-hole for sending our son away after he revealed to his sister's friends that she has dentures? My husband and I have a 14-year-old daughter and a 16-year-old son. When our daughter was 8, she developed a very rare mouth infection that just absolutely devastated her teeth and gums. She ended up losing all her teeth in both sets and had to have some corrective work done just so she could have regular dentures. Obviously, this was very traumatic for her, and she's still in therapy to help cope to this day. Our daughter is understandably very self-conscious about this. None of her friends knew about them. In fact, nobody besides her doctor and dentist know outside the family. She's very worried about people finding out and won't even take her teeth out in front of the rest of us. She's worried somebody will see. Her and her brother had a good relationship until he did what he did last week. He somehow recorded her taking out her teeth without her noticing and then showed all her friends when they were over. Not only have they all turned on her, but half the school is teasing her non-stop. She even had to change her phone number because dozens of kids were texting her the most vile things imaginable. I have never been more ashamed of one of my children until that moment. I don't know where we went wrong raising him, but apparently he thought it would be funny. After I kicked out her friends who were mocking her and helped her through a panic attack, I called my father to pick him up and told him to pack a bag and get the F out. He's been staying with my parents 2 towns over. They didn't know what happened until 2 days ago. That came up because driving him to school was becoming a hassle and they wanted to know what was up. When I explained, they were disgusted but still wanted to know when they could bring him home. I asked them if they'd take care of registering him for school in their town and they agreed, but were shocked. My husband and I talked and we just cannot have him here. His sister hates him. We're so ashamed we can't even think of calling him. It sounds awful, but I don't think our relationship can recover from this, and maybe this is what he needs. No friends, no family aside from his grandparents. Having to start over might just set him right. My parents are willing to keep him until he's 18, but I think we're too emotionally charged to be making this decision now. This is a tough one. I would say you're not the asshole for feeling the way that you feel, but you're definitely an asshole for reacting the way that you reacted. This is your son. The problem shouldn't be to send him away. The problem should be working on fixing it. I'm trying to think back when I was 16 and dumb. Obviously never did anything this terrible to my sisters, but I definitely teased them and harassed them a little bit as a sibling does. I could see a scenario where the 16-year-old son just had a poor taste in judgment, or maybe he was just really salty at his sister for some reason that made him do this, but he might not just be an inherently bad kid. He might be a stupid kid, but not bad. Obviously, there's a lot of fill in the blanks, but they said that he was a good kid up until this moment. The kid should definitely get punished, but just throwing him away to the grandparents is not the right move. I also don't think that's what he needs. Like she was talking about the end. No friends, no family, no fun is not gonna make the kid corrective. If anything, that's gonna make the kid more bitter. Definitely a hard one. We need to know why the 16-year-old did that. Might be an invisible child thing, or maybe he is just a malicious kid. Absolutely let me know what you think in the comments. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister-in-law I will disown her if she gets pregnant? I, 33 female, live with my brother, 32 male, and his new wife, 34 male. Things have been fine to a point, and I definitely appreciate them taking me in during my time of need. That is not lost on me. I recognize they did not have to help me, and I am incredibly thankful that they have done that, but my sister-in-law has baby fever, and she is talking about trying to get pregnant. First of all, I know my brother had the snip after his divorce from his first wife. He would have to have the procedure reversed and his insurance will not cover it. And to be frank, they cannot afford that. Part of why they allowed me to move in is because they are in financial trouble and I am contributing quite a lot of money to bills right now. I cover probably 2/3 of all the bills because my sister-in-law doesn't work and my brother pays an ungodly amount of child support to his ex-wife. The financial issues can go ahead and be another point in the situation. My sister-in-law also can barely take care of herself. She sleeps most of the day. She does not clean. She does not cook. She doesn't take care of the child she already has in-laws. Her daughter is 6 years old and she doesn't even interact with her unless she has to. That is a totally separate issue. I have become a live-in maid and a nanny on top of working 45 or more hours a week. My sister-in-law lost custody of her other child about 2 years ago. He is 11 and living with family. I do not know why she even lost custody, but he says he was abused. She did not fight to get him back. 2 days ago, my brother told me he has an appointment to meet with his doc to discuss the reversal so him and sister-in-law can try for a baby. I told them they were out of their minds. It got explosive and I finally asked who was going to take care of the baby when my brother works full-time, I work full-time, and she constantly makes excuses to not even do basic stuff around the house, like take the dog outside. She really had the nerve to tell me, I thought you could handle them when you get off work before brother gets home so the load is evenly distributed. I blew up. I told her I am not going to be a parent to another one of her kids and that if they really do this, then I am totally done and they are on their own. I told my brother that I would always love him and help him if he needs me, but that I would never talk to sister-in-law and make sure the rest of the family disowns her too. I think I was probably the a-hole for saying that the way I did. She started crying and locked herself in the bedroom. My brother is threatening to kick me out, and again, I might be the a-hole for this. I told him he can't afford to kick me out and he can't afford a replacement maid/nanny like I have been. It's so wild that in society you're kind of considered an a-hole for just telling people the truth. She did nothing but deliver the truth to her brother. The brother and sister-in-law clearly cannot handle another child financially, let alone adequately be able to take care of the child. If you're the a-hole about anything in this scenario, it's the fact that you didn't convince your brother to not marry this woman. Am I the a-hole for not attending my best friend's wedding due to their problematic partner? I, 27 female, have been best friends with Sarah, 28 female, since childhood. We've always been there for each other through thick and thin. However, Sarah recently got engaged to John, 30 male, a person I find deeply problematic. Over the years, I've observed John exhibiting toxic behavior. He frequently makes misogynistic comments, belittles others, and shows a lack of empathy. I've witnessed him mistreating service staff and engaging in discriminatory behavior. These actions go against my values, and I have tried to address my concerns with Sarah on multiple occasions. Despite my efforts, Sarah has chosen to ignore or downplay John's problematic behavior. She claims that I am overreacting and that I should accept him as he is. She believes that she can change him or that his negative traits don't outweigh the positive aspects of their relationship. Recently, Sarah sent me an invite to their wedding, expecting me to be her maid of honor. However, I cannot bring myself to support their union due to my strong objections to John's character. Attending their wedding would feel like endorsing their relationship and condoning his problematic behavior. When I expressed my concerns and declined the invitation, Sarah was deeply hurt and accused me of being unsupportive and judgmental. She claimed that as her best friend, I should put aside my personal opinions and be there for her on her special day. Now our friendship is hanging by a thread. I feel torn between my loyalty to Sarah and my principles. I want to support her happiness, but I also feel that standing against John's toxic behavior is the right thing to do. In the comments, everyone was saying not the a-hole here. Personally, I kind of have to go with you're the a-hole though. If they're as best of friends as she explained at the beginning, it seems weird that she wouldn't be at the event that's supposed to be, a highlight of somebody's life. Even if she's marrying someone who you've clearly laid out, this is why I don't like him. At the end of the day, that's her choice. As a best friend, you just have to support her, let her know that she's making a mistake. But what's that phrase about leading a horse to water but you can't make it drink? That type of thing. That being said, I don't think she should be the maid of honor. She should definitely go to the wedding, but just tell her, since you know that I don't like this man, I don't want to be the maid of honor that has to give a speech about how awesome it is you guys are getting married. Absolutely not. That should be done by someone who can at least fake it. Anyways, in my eyes, you're the a-hole. That might be kind of a controversial opinion. Definitely let me know what you think in the comments below whether you agree or disagree about this post and any other posts in this video. Also, if you got into this point in the video, probably means you're enjoying it just a little bit. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can see my videos every single week. Am I the a-hole for confronting my friend for taking our picture out of his wallet to replace it with his girlfriend's? My 22 female best friend John, 23 male, and I have been friends since we were kids. As kids, we were very close and we had a fake wedding when we were 7 and 8. In high school, we recreated the fake wedding pics and he had one of those pics in his wallet. Since he got with his girlfriend Dina, 23 female, around 2 years ago, John has distanced himself from me. We still hang out, but I feel like he always makes time for Dina first instead of me. The only way I can see him now is if we go grab coffee once every few days, but other than that, he won't come to my house when we used to have sleepovers and movie nights and won't invite me to his house either. I feel neglected and hurt because we've been inseparable since we were small kids. A couple of days ago, I grabbed coffee with him at a coffee shop, and when he opened his wallet to grab his card and pay, I noticed he had put a pic of him and Dina in the place he had our fake wedding pic. I asked him about it, to which the only thing he said was, "What about it?" I was like, really? Why did you have to take our picture out and replace it with you and Dina? He said Dina is his girlfriend and he doesn't understand why I'm making such a big deal about it. I reminded him she might be his GF, but he can't just throw me away. I've been his best friend since primary school. My pic existed in his wallet first. He throws it away to replace me with someone he knows significantly less. He got annoyed and told me that once I stop being an immature, annoying brat, he'll talk to me again. Until then, I better leave him to his peace because he's not dealing with my childish tantrum. This is another one of those posts where I'm like, how did you type out that whole thing and not see that you were the a-hole in this situation? Like, I didn't even need to get to the part where she saw that he had replaced the picture in his wallet to know that she was absolutely the a-hole. Even in a guy-to-guy relationship, girlfriend should definitely be higher than best friend. Especially this, there's some stuff that you guys used to do that would not be okay with a significant other in any gender situation. Guy, girl, girl, guy, girl, them, they, them, the... I can't do this. Me trying to be politically correct. You guys know what I mean. Am I the a-hole for wearing a kimono to prom? I am a junior in high school. My parents are divorced and my stepmom is Japanese. We get along really well and I think my mom is jealous of her sometimes. Prom was last weekend and I was at my dad's for the weekend, so he was taking me. I originally was going to wear a red dress that I bought with my own money. My stepmom pulled me aside before I was supposed to get ready and showed me her kimono she owned. She said I could wear this if I want. It was gorgeous, so I said yes. We had a good time getting me ready, and I brought the other dress to wear during the main party. All the official pictures were taken in the kimono. I had a great time. My mother got all the pictures today and was not happy. She asked why the hell I would wear that, and it wasn't appropriate. We got in an argument, and I got grounded. I know she laid into my dad for it. I asked my friend, she has Japanese heritage, about what she thought of the dress, and she wasn't happy with me wearing it either. So there's two parts of this that you would be an a-hole for. The first one being the mom was clearly not happy that you went with the stepmom's decision. And in that case, not the a-hole. If you have a better relationship with your stepmom than your mother needs to step up. Ha! See what I'll see myself out. The second thing that you would be the a-hole for is cultural appropriation. I am Japanese American myself, so I'm a little uncomfortable with a white person wearing a kimono. I know your stepmom is Japanese, and in a lot of ways she gave you permission. I'm just thinking if a white person showed up to prom in like dreads or like something of African American descent, people would throw hands. However, I don't want to be like, you're an a-hole because you're still in high school, and like, how are you supposed to know that? You were just like, oh, pretty dress. The intention there wasn't malicious, and therefore I don't want to say you're an a-hole for it, but maybe in the future just kind of like not do that. She also added in here, so my school has a large Asian population. Just found out most people think I did this for attention since they don't know about my stepmom. Probably should have thought about that beforehand, so the gossip is gonna suck for a bit. You know, sometimes you just gotta learn the hard way, but I still don't think she's an a-hole. She's just a little ignorant. Am I the a-hole for not trying harder to let my ex know our son passed? Both myself, female, and my partner, male, were 28 when I found out I was pregnant. together for 4 years. Personally, I didn't want the child. My work was offering potential advances within my position and I was excited for it. But after a lot of talking, we decided to go forward with it. When I was around 20 weeks, he disappeared. I couldn't contact him. He wouldn't answer the phone or messages. I got worried and messaged his mother and found out he was living back with her and was overwhelmed with the situation. He kept paying his part of the bills over to my bank each month, but I received no contact. I even tried going over nothing. By about 27 weeks, I gave up trying, gave up crying, and just got on with what I thought was a future as a single mother. I brought everything needed over the next couple of days and set it all up. At 31 weeks, I started having pains, but put it down to Braxton Hicks. Just before 32 weeks, my waters went and I went into labor, with the baby coming very quickly. He went straight to NICU. I messaged and rang my ex and his mother. No response. Less than a week later, my son passed due to complications of early birth. I again tried to contact my ex and his mother, left voicemails and messages. Nothing. The next few weeks were a blur, but with the help of my mother and father, his funeral was arranged. They tried to contact ex and his mother also, still nothing. I sent more messages. Nothing. I'm assuming we were probably all blocked, but honestly, at that point, I don't care. I was so broken. His funeral came and went. It was beautiful and horrible. I stopped messaging and told my family not to bother after the funeral had passed. I couldn't deal with it anymore. About 5 months after his birth/death, my ex turned up, let himself in. I wasn't at home, but when I got back, he was instantly hostile. The flat was clearly not set up for nor accommodating a small child. He demanded to see his son. I broke down and told him what happened. I have never seen him so sad and angry. He stormed out, slamming the door on his way out. Within a half an hour, I got a nasty call from his mother, followed by messages from siblings/other family. How dare I not let them know something so serious? How could I hide something like that out of petty spite? I truly didn't. I tried, but I couldn't keep trying. It's been nearly 3 weeks now of them being awful. I was speaking to my sister this weekend and she said, to be fair, it was a bit of a move to not keep trying. They deserve to know. Was it? I tried so hard to let them know, but I was struggling so hard too. I lost my son too. That is insane. The sister sided with the family. Absolutely not the a-hole. The key to this is when they were saying that she was hiding it out of petty spite when she wasn't. She was literally trying to reach out and they weren't responding. The only thing more that I think she could have done, and maybe she did do this, is leave like a letter or something like that at the mother's house. Blocked phone calls, blocked text messages, you can't get through, but if you just drop something off at the door, maybe, who knows, maybe she did that and they just burned it. Absolutely not the a-hole. If I was in this exact situation, the last thing that I would want to do is pursue contacting someone who's actively ignoring me to tell them something that I need to heal from. I've been trying not to read comments as much, but this person said, Telegram, dear a-hole, stop. Baby died, stop. Right off, forever. Stop. Imagine she just went over there and spray painted "your son is dead" on their car. That was so out of pocket. I am so sorry. On that note, guys, that's all I had for you guys today. Make sure to drop in the comments who you think is the a-hole and who's not the a-hole from the post that I read. If you're new here, subscribe, go watch another one of my videos, and I will see you guys next week. Or maybe in like 3 days, because I'm going to start uploading twice a week.